Is a business valuation required when getting a business loan? And the answer is generally no. When you're applying for a loan for your business, the bank is not going to ask you to get a valuation of what your business is. Again, remember, banks lend to businesses primarily on a cash flow basis. So what they want to see is that your business has enough cash that if they were to give you $500,000 and 5 years to repay them, that you could give them $100,000 a year plus interest. That's what they're interested in. A business valuation will become more important when you go to sell your business and you're looking for financing. But at the stage where you're applying for the loan, the valuation is not something that the bank is going to ask you to go out and do. And business owners tend not to really like that answer because in their minds, businesses will say, well, my business is worth a couple $1,000,000. So if it's worth a couple $1,000,000, I should be able to borrow $500,000, no problem. There's a couple things wrong with that. Just because you think it's worth a couple $1,000,000 doesn't mean that it is worth a couple $1,000,000. In fact, business valuations of private businesses can be very, very difficult to do because there's just so many different variables that come into play. So what the bank says is they say, look, instead of trying to get our head around what your business is worth, it's not that we don't care about it, but kind of in the way that we work out our math, we discover what we think your business is worth anyway. But at the end of the day, the reason we're lending you the money is because we believe that the business is of a certain quality and it has a certain performance history to it that tells us if going into the future, if we're looking for this business to repay us, that we're comfortable that they can do that. So business valuations are derivatives of net income, assets, goodwill, etc. They can be very difficult to determine, but banks are going to be looking for cash flow. They say cash is king, and businesses who have the cash can demonstrate historically they've had the cash, stand a better chance of being able to borrow money that they need for the future, and that's what banks are really after. So are you going to need a business valuation when you get a loan? The answer is no, you're not. And if you want to know what a business loan is going to look like, we'd encourage you to visit emilynow.ca. You can punch in the amount that you need. You can see the amount of income that you're going to have, as well as some of the other criteria that has to be met. And then based on how you score, you can see which banks in the marketplace would be prepared to accept your request, and then you can send it over to them. So we'd encourage you to visit emilynow.ca if you are looking for a business loan.